What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, my low riders, for another video. So of course the last video is about me and Reese expecting a baby. So I'm gonna give you guys a little more insight. I asked on Instagram, give me some ideas, pregnancy content ideas, what y'all want to know from me about my journey so far. Again, I am 5 months. Baby is due early December. So I'm going to do a story time today on how I found out I was pregnant and everyone's reactions, because I didn't record everyone's reactions and stuff, y'all. It was a processing moment for me, it's real. So I definitely wasn't thinking about pulling out cameras, but I will give y'all some insight. So I'm gonna post up the camera and let's get right on into it. Oh, and don't forget, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and be sure to like and leave me a comment on this video. I love you guys. Okay, so boom. It was, look how I'm telling this like it was a real, like it's a real Disney story. Okay, so boom. It was Wednesday, April 5th, and I was on FaceTime with my mom in the bathroom. And I had orientation for my brokerage that I just signed to for real estate. And I had on this shirt. It was like a button-up shirt. And I guess it was fitting me like real tight. So my mama was like, when you supposed to start your period? I'm like, today. Like, why'd you ask me that? So, like, why would she ask me that? Anyways, so I'm like, yeah, today, blah, blah, blah. So then we ended up getting off the phone. The reason I ended up taking the pregnancy test, honestly, was because, like, my period always starts in the morning time. So I didn't want to be out and I start my period and not have like no pads or tampons. I usually wear tampons, but not have no tampons or nothing like that on me. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and take this test. Mind you, I already had a pregnancy test here because, yeah, like we were planning to have a baby. So like we knew, we were checking ovulation dates and doing all of that, all of that type of little stuff. So boom, I take the pregnancy test. And of course, you gotta wait a little second for the stuff to pop up. So I leave it in the bathroom and I continue to start, get my stuff together to get my day going. I go back in that bathroom and that thing said pregnant. It was the words pregnant. So I'm like, dang. Like, it's real. Like, mind you, we already knew what we was doing. Because I didn't play that before. Like, we not shooting up no clubs over here. So when we actually started talking about, having a baby and doing this, that, and the third, it was very strategically planned. So I'm just like, dang. Because the months before, we had been pretty much same routine. I would be taking the pregnancy test. But the period, I would be taking the pregnancy test like, a few days before the period was supposed to even come. So I was really geeking like the few months before. But this month, which was April, I just waited it out until the day, of course, my period was supposed to come. So when I seen that pregnant, like no matter how planned or whatever, I was just still shocked. I'm like, dang. That thing say pregnant for real, like, ooh. So, like, just even telling the story, it's just like, dang, that thing really said pregnant. And I still have the test because I'm going to make a memorable thing for my baby. I've got to figure out exactly what the memorable thing is. But I be seeing, like, little stuff on Instagram. But, yeah, anyways, that's neither here nor there. So, boom. Of course, the first person I called was Reese. And I'm just like, I actually was crying. Crying, why? Because I knew that the baby would be due in December. And I really didn't want to have a baby in December because, like, Christmas and all of that. Like, that just sounds so stupid, right? But, like, yeah, I was crying because I'm like, dang, I was really shocked. Like, I don't know. So, look at the picture right there. That's me on the phone with Reese telling him showing him the stick that it says pregnant, and he's all smiles and giggles, and I'm just like crying. I'm like, dang, I don't want to have a baby in December. He's like, girl, you having a baby in December. He ended up coming home, whatever, but that was later in the day. Okay, you know I have pregnancy brain, guys, sorry. But I ended up calling my sister after I called Reese, and we were on FaceTime again, and I showed her the stick, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And then I start crying again, and I'm like, I just don't want to have a baby in December. And she's like, girl, like, stop it, like, it's okay. So then I tell her to add my mom into the FaceTime thing. Mind you, I was just on FaceTime with my mom like an hour before. So that's real when they be like, your mother knows, like mother intuition. That's real, for real. Because my mom, I feel like the reason she asked me when my period was going to start, it was because she was looking at me like, something looks off. This girl looks pregnant. So we add my mom into the FaceTime, and I'm just like, yeah, mom, I'm pregnant. And I show her the stick. And I start crying again, and my mom started crying because she's been wanting a grandchild for like ever. It's like she literally was begging, like when y'all going, like, girl. So she's all like, oh my gosh, I'm just so happy, like I cannot believe, like, this is real, like you're having a baby, like I'm just overly excited. I'm just like, yeah. And so she's like, well, why are you crying? And I'm like, I don't want to have a baby in December. Like, that's all I kept saying. Everybody's like, what? So then, yeah, that was pretty much my mom's reaction. Was she was crying. My sister was happy. Reese was happy, of course. So then I ended up speaking to my grandmother, and she was like, oh my goodness, like, that is so amazing, like you guys are gonna be such great parents. And then she's like, well, you guys need to get married. And I'm like, who said we wasn't gonna get married? Like, it all just started happening so fast, like, you know, like, dang, pregnant, now here we are. Like, we're just gonna let that happen when it happens, okay? But don't get me wrong, we are getting married, okay? So that was my grandmother's reaction, because of course I'm on the phone with my mom, so she ends up calling her mom, and now we're all on the phone. So then I call my dad, and I'm like, yeah, that really was like nerve-wracking for me, because I'm like, my dad's, well, he has 3 other kids now, but like we're still like really close. I was like his youngest daughter for like a really long time. I was just nerve-wracked, more so like thinking about calling my dad to tell him like, yeah, I'm pregnant. So I get on the phone with him, and I'm like, hey dad. He's like, what's going on, Lordy? Like, what's up? I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant. He was like, what? And my dad is really a character. Like, he was like, what? I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, congratulations. Like, everybody was really like, you know, supportive, excited, and especially now, like, everybody's overly excited. So I love that for me and Reese and my baby. So yeah, that was my dad's reaction. Okay, I told y'all everybody's reactions pretty much like in my family. And then boom, y'all, I just, something in my mind was like, I know the test said pregnant, but like, I don't know. So I went out to get another pregnancy test, really just wasting money at this point. And I was right by Zanique's house. I didn't want to go all the way back home to take the test, so I'm like, I'm about to pull up on you, and I need to use the bathroom. That's what I kept telling her, like, let me just use your bathroom real quick. So I get in there, I take the test, and I'm like, yeah, cause like I'm pregnant. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my gosh, like, yes, I'm so excited. Boom, boom, boom. Then I seen Reginae later that day as well, and I'm like, that's really the funniest one to me. Of course, again, I don't have any reactions on camera because this was a shocking moment for me still. Even though baby was planned, even though I know what I'm doing, it just was like real, you know? So I'm really shocked about it. So boom, I'm like, I walk upstairs in their house. I'm like, I gotta tell you something. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm having a baby. She's like, huh? She's like, girl, stop playing. I'm like, no, I'm for real. And she's like literally, this is her face. Oh my gosh, like her eyes start watering because y'all know she's overly dramatic. And I'm like, yeah, girl, like we having a baby, boo. And so she's like, OMG, like congrats. And yeah, everything was like smooth after that, like just letting everybody know. I knew people would be excited because me and Reese have been together, you know, for a while. We were together pretty much what I consider when we were kids, because the teenage years are still kids. It don't matter, teenager, whatever. No, we were still kids, and we were still learning one another and ourselves when we got together. So everybody has seen that as well, you know. So I think it was like pretty dope to be sharing that experience with not only my family but my friends as well. And yeah, like, so pretty much the rest of my friends, I ended up telling them, like, I think we're going somewhere, and I didn't want everybody like, oh, drink, like, why you not drinking? So I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant, guys. And they're like, what? Everybody was excited, you know. Everybody was excited because everybody been like, you and Reese need to have a baby. I'm just like, we'll do that when it's time. So I guess it's time. And yeah, it was just amazing, shocking, and I don't even have like words, like even like telling the story, because of course I've never just told the story of how I found out I was pregnant and everybody's reactions. But I mean, it wasn't bad. Everybody was excited for us. Everybody was just like cool, calm, and collective, like, period. So I really love that for us as a family, as a friendship, as a friend group. I thought it was super exciting, super shocking. I know I keep saying that, but it was very shocking. Why? I don't know, because I'm just like, dang, I'm really gonna be somebody's mama, period. Now my feelings on it is, yeah, I'm gonna be somebody's mama, and we're gonna have so much fun, and I love my little family, and that's that, you know. Like, I mean, I got a good child's father, so I'm definitely not concerned about a lot of stuff. Of course, people always like, oh, things will change when the baby comes. Yeah, that's fine, but I think they're gonna change for the better. That's what I pray for. I pray and pray and pray. I'm very big on praying, so you know, things are gonna go the way they're supposed to go, I feel, and that's just how it is. And I'm excited, and I'm glad to be sharing, of course, this experience with you guys now. Again, I am 5 months. I'm going on 6 months, really. Like, you know, I'm in the cusp, like 2 more weeks type shit, really, before I'm like 6 months. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my story time on how I found out I was pregnant, and everybody around me, the reaction. And I have more pregnancy content coming for you guys. Actually, the next video is going to be me trying on these clothes that I got from Fashion Nova, because I couldn't do that before when I was like still trying to hide that I was pregnant. Child, the bumps start bumping, so I'm like, dang, yikes, couldn't do that just yet. So I love you guys. Let me show you guys baby, and let me show y'all my little bump. And that's a wrap on this video. So there we go. I mean, we have a little baby bump here, you know. Yeah, so I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed my little story time, and I'll see you very soon on the next video.